What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Anywhere Bound. Hope everybody's having a great time. I'm doing well, but today's video, I'm just gonna give y'all a quick update on the bus. You guys are probably wondering why we haven't been on the road and traveling and giving you all the cool videos, but we ran into a problem. The two videos prior to this one, we kind of described it a little bit more, but we had more stuff going on. So yeah, I'm here to update y'all, and I'll just start from the very beginning to when we first started having issues with the bus. So we left Texas, we were headed down here to Florida. It was a 16-hour drive, so we got all the way to Pensacola. We got to a city called Crestview, which is 50 minutes from Pensacola. And we stayed at a Walmart. We stayed in the Walmart parking lot. And then we woke up the next morning. We were getting ready to leave and noticed the bus was making this weird sound, and there was a huge oil leak. It was oil from the front of the bus all the way to my Jeep in the back of the bus, to the back of the Jeep, going all the way down the side. So we got on the road. We were leaving out the Walmart parking lot, and we couldn't go over like 20 miles per hour. So I'm like, what? Something's wrong. Engine light came on and everything. So Kaylee found a mechanic while I was driving. We went to the mechanic. For one, they said that we didn't have any oil. So I'm like, okay, maybe put a gallon in there and then we'll get back on the road. The guys ended up putting 5 gallons of oil in that bus, and I couldn't believe how much oil we needed. So we tried to get back on the road. It started doing the same thing, so I made my way back to that Walmart parking lot. I went around to the car service part of Walmart and asked if they could look at it, and they said they didn't work on diesels. So we called around. We called about 5 or 6 different mechanic shops, and there's only one shop in that area that worked on diesel buses. So we went to that shop. The guys looked at it for a second, and they told us that we needed some parts, and they gave us the estimate and everything like that. So this was about a week, maybe 4 days before my birthday, and I wanted to spend it with my family, so that's why our first trip was down here to Florida. So they said we weren't able to drive the bus, and so me and my wife decided to drive my Jeep down here instead of waiting up there for a week, not being able to do anything in a city where I knew nobody. So we drove the Jeep, and the crazy part is I didn't want to tow my Jeep at first. I wanted to put it away, and Kaylee suggested that we tow the Jeep with the bus so we can get out on town, and it ended up being a great idea because we would have just been stuck there. So we drive down here. The guys are working on it and everything, and they're keeping us updated, and they say, okay, come back and see you can get the bus, everything's done. So we drive back 8 hours. This time we have my nephew with us. He wanted to experience the bus life, and he was on spring break. So we brought my nephew with us. We get there, we get the bus, we're all happy, and we drive like 0.5 miles to this park we saw. It's a really nice park, and we was just gonna camp out there, get the bus straightened up before we got on the road. So we made it to the park, and so that next morning we get on the road. We finally hit the highway, so I'm stepping on the gas. 10 minutes in, maybe 15 minutes in, it starts doing the same thing, plus the sounds got louder, the sounds got different. We couldn't increase the speed. Something started smoking. It was just totally wrong. So we pulled over on the side of the road. I called the company back, and I'm like, yo, it's doing the same thing. Basically, they sent a guy out. Meanwhile, they said the earliest they could get to us was 2 hours, right? So we sat on the bus on the side of the road for 2 hours. Thank God we have a generator and an AC unit and all of that. But it was very inconvenient because all of the cars passing by, shaking the bus and stuff. 2 hours turned into 5 hours. 2 hours turned into 5 hours of us sitting there, but we kind of didn't have a choice. So we're all, we're trying to keep cool, but at the end of the day, we were pretty upset about just sitting there. But for one, that the bus still wasn't fixed. So the guy came, he looked under the hood and everything, and pretty much told us that it's still okay to drive. So I'm like, we looking at each other like, what? With all this noise and the smoke and everything, excuse the sun, it clouds over it, but so he was like, I'm gonna follow you to the next exit, which was 13 miles, and see how the bus is doing. And then so we get on the road, still making noises, but he's trailing us or whatever, hazards on, and we get about 7 miles up, and he's like, just follow me back to the shop because you're supposed to be going way faster than what you're doing right now. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So we hit it back to the shop, like 20-25 minutes, going 5 miles, probably not even 5 miles per hour. It was so slow and inconvenient. So we finally get back to the shop. The guys look at it again. This time the boss is there because we asked to speak to him because we had never even met him. We talked to him over the phone. So I'm like, can we get the boss out here? And so we get back to the shop. The guys are looking under the hood and taking stuff off. And then here comes another problem. I can't say exactly what it was, but I have it in a video somewhere. So we have to sit there again to wait for more parts to come. This time we sitting on the bus though. We just stayed in the city for that week because we like, okay, we just gotta wait another week. I don't want to drive back down here and then go right back there again. So we stayed there. We did a couple things. We went bowling, we went skating, we went out to eat, and we went to the zoo. We did some stuff to keep us entertained, especially because I had my nephew with me. So that week passed by. You know, the parts come in. The guys are working on all the stuff that we, you know, that they should be working on. And so we go up in there and we ask them like, are we good to go? Are we gonna be able to leave today? Then here comes another problem. You need this and this is wrong and we have to take this out and we have to order this type. And so he said it's gonna take another week to do it. So I'm like, and in total, if we didn't have my Jeep and we had to stay there and wait for the bus to be done, we would have been there for a whole month. This week coming up with them working on it is gonna make a whole month. So at this point, I'm extremely pissed. So they told us that about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Thought about getting back on the road because I had to get my nephew back to school. So I'm like, you know what, we can rest tonight. We're gonna take showers in the morning and then we gonna get on the road. So we got on the road, we made it back down here enough time for my nephew to make it to school on Friday, and then now it's the weekend. So this whole week, this upcoming week is when it's supposedly supposed to be done. And we also got word that we need a new engine. We don't need a new engine, but they suggest a new engine. But I'm like, if we bought this and this, and y'all mechanics and y'all professionals and y'all working on it, then why should we need a new engine? It should be fixed. Like, what's going on? Do we need to get rid of it? Do we need a different one or what? So all we have right now is to wait and see exactly like how it works when we get there. But he thinks they've gotten to the bottom of it, and this time around when those parts come in and he fixes it, that it should be good to go. So that's why we haven't been, you know, traveling, y'all. We are in Florida. We are in West Palm Beach right now with the family, and that's just what it is. We apologize that we're not able to give y'all those videos right now, but we will, whether or not we have to travel in the Jeep or, you know, figure it out. We're gonna figure it out and we're gonna get the content for y'all. But in the meantime, definitely appreciate everybody's words of encouragement for us and to us. But comment down below what kind of videos, like, do y'all want to see pranks? Do y'all want to see like the normal, like the trending videos? Do y'all want those videos? Comment down below. Y'all want a life story, maybe together or separate, or how we met, or, you know, just comment down below, because we don't just want to leave y'all without any content at all. So y'all let us know and we'll give y'all those videos. But make sure you subscribe, man. We would really appreciate it if you subscribe. The views are going up, so I appreciate that. Make sure y'all subscribe. It's free. If you got any friends, family members, tell them to subscribe. And yeah, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all and we love y'all. Anywhere bound. Peace.